Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good
All right, with the
afternoon, everybody.
afternoons.
How y'all doing today? I am D1 Boy Richardson, the executive director here at the one and only Jubilee Theatre, as I lovingly call it, the House of Jubilee. And I have the blessing, the honor, and the blessed opportunity to be able to spend time with my partner in crime today. Girl, who is you, girl?
I'm Kenya, the box office manager, coordinator, extraordinaire. Now that's Kenya with a J. If you want to look me up, you put the J, K-E-N, J. All right, yes, that's me. But I am back here, backstage with Jubilee. But guess what, you guys? We got somebody in the seat with us. Yes, this is a good one. He can sing. He can
Not sing.
He can sing.
Sing. There's a difference.
There's a difference in that. He can act. He's a bowl full of fun. Don't cut that out. Okay.
Not everybody can touch on that.
Not
kneecap.
everybody can touch. Now, I'm in the era of his mother, so I can do that. Okay, I have permission. All righty, but we have none other than Rickie Jones. Rickie, welcome to the seed. Welcome to the seed.
Thank you.
Tell the people something about yourself, Rickie, because now we know if we can Google search you, Rickie Jones. That's his name, Rickie Jones. That's Rickie, R-C-K-I-E Jones.
Amen.
Google search him. You can find out a whole bunch of stuff about him, okay? But tell us something we don't know.
Something you don't know. I've been writing since I was 15.
What?
Yeah.
And yet I haven't seen a script yet.
I ain't
Oh,
seen
we'll
none
be
yet.
talking soon.
Okay, everybody want to talk after the fact.
Yeah.
But go ahead, 'cause I
Go
digress.
ahead.
Go ahead, tell us more about you.
Tell us more. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm a everyday person who just loves to sing. That's it.
Do you have any albums?
Oh.
What is it? EPs?
yeah.
Records?
Yeah.
Wax? Whatever it is today.
All
I don't-
those things. I do have 2 albums. I've produced my very own 2 albums. I'm working on a third as we speak. It's called I Wasn't Okay. That will hopefully be here in 2026.
I just saw also on the socials of the media, you took some photos. I was like,
I have new
look at
headshots, yeah.
him.
And I
Look at
thank
my
you.
nephew over there looking suave.
You know, we try to do something for the culture every now and then.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
I'm
so-
aging.
We all are. You got
I mean, what's the alternative,
what's
baby?
is the alternative?
Do you want that alternative?
Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
A little gray hair every now and then. It means you're doing something.
It means you're doing
You're still
something.
here.
You're still.
Let's hope it's wisdom.
Yes.
Let's
yes.
live yes.
Absolutely.
So we have coming up another show soon. Yes, we are still in the cusp of Mom's Mabley. If you haven't gotten your tickets, you need to call the box office, okay? 817-338-4411. I'll answer for you Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 5, okay? Got it? All righty. But now we have another show coming up. When will you tell us about it?
The one and only, The Voices of Donny Hathaway, written by Robert King Jr. This is a phenomenal behind-the-scenes look at an American classic, at a voice that everybody can recognize from the drop. All you need is 2 notes, and you know, oh, that's Donny
That's
right
Donny.
there. You know, he has one of those signature voices, and it's such a great opportunity for a generation that does not know who he is, for us to introduce you all not only to his music, but also to his artistry, and also to the mania behind the artistry. Because this is one of those shows that's going to tap into a lot of things. So yes, the music is there. There's some great actors. There's some great characters coming along the way. But there's some deeper dives in this show that we want to be able to bring. And if you join us for our opening weekend, we're going to have a very special guest. Miss Donita Hathaway will also be joining us. Come on, Miss Donita. Miss Donita Hathaway will be joining us. And that's on purpose, because this is each of the daughters has created or has something that honors their father. This is her way of honoring her father, her way of announcing and taking her nonprofit organization even further. But it's also a great opportunity for her to start deep dive conversations around mental health and wellness and what does it take to be an artist and be sustainably fed. So you, Brother Rickie, You are going to be playing the one and only
The one and only
Donny Hathaway.
Donny Hathaway.
So, so for you as an artist, what does that mean? Because it's easier to play a character nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing an icon, when you're playing a classic, you know already that the audience has a preconceived notion of the number of people that have walked up to me. Donny better be able to sing. I said, oh, really? That's what you didn't even say good morning. But he will be able to sing. So for you, what does that mean as an actor, as an artist, to play him?
Mm-hmm.
So I will say, as an actor, it's everything to be able to just dive into the man that he was, to be able to give a narrative to his story that is no longer told. I think as an actor, there's a lot of characters that, they end as soon as the show ends, and his legacy is still up and going, and it can only go further the more and more that we get to talk about who he was, the legacy he left behind, through his children who are also singers. So it's a huge statement as a performer to be able to tell his story. As a singer, it's everything because, growing up, you listen to all of these icons and you say, man, I want to sound like him. I want to sound like, I want to be the person, doing the Super Bowl or whatever, and so just being able to give an homage to what his voice means to me is out of this world. I'm just excited.
So when you think of Donny, Donny Hathaway, when you think of him, what song comes to your mind immediately?
Ooh, so I have always loved this song. I Love You More Than You'll Ever Know. It's always been just a beautiful song, but I heard it by someone else. So I never knew that it was his song. And once I found that out, I was like, okay, so now I need to love his version.
Okay.
And so I've studied a lot of him just growing up and wanting to be someone who can leave a mark on a stage just as a singer. And hearing his tonality in that song is just everything to me. So that's
He
my
said
favorite song.
tonality.
Come on. And I think that's what's going to be great about the show as well, is there are going to be several songs that people are going to hear, and they're going to think, oh, is this the Luther version? Or is this, was this Roberta Flack or was this Lauryn Hill?
Right.
Not realizing that all of those were coming out, being poured out of him.
Right.
And other people, picked up their versions of them, but at the core of it was him and his voice and his interpretation
Absolutely.
of those songs. For you as an actor, how do you go about not sounding like a jukebox musical, but authentically singing and embodying him in a way that doesn't sound like you're just trying to be a carbon copy of him,
Right.
or trying to make commentary on his work?
Absolutely. I think it comes with studying. It comes with trying to not emulate, completely what his sound was, but being able to hit those notes. He's known for all of his ballads, and so having to get, where you're supposed to get and sound beautiful doing it, so it's hard for sure to tell myself, Rickie, this ain't you. It's hard because as a singer, you always want to say, I can sing this better. In his case, I don't want to do that. So studying and understanding, why was it a low note? Why was it a high note? Why was this word inflected like it was? It's really understanding where was he going and why was he going there. So just studying.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. And with his music,
good.
his music would change and adapt throughout time.
Absolutely.
So as politics in the world were adapting, there were changes. But also as there were mental, physical changes within him, you could almost sometimes hear some of those things and the importance of him pushing through his songs, pushing through, because that was his escape.
Absolutely.
For you as an artist, are you, and we haven't started rehearsals yet. Rehearsals are going to start on the 19th, so we got about 2 weeks to go. So I'm hitting them early. So, but he learning them songs now.
Yes, I am.
How do you go about capturing the psychosis, the mania, the illness that he had to deal with, without it looking like a caricature?
So I have found myself battling with that one for sure. And something that I have been doing is turning everything off in my apartment. And I wait for it to be just a gloomy part of the day. And I turn off everything in my apartment and I listen for what I can hear. And I allow that to, tell myself maybe this is what he felt like. Hearing a door slam, hearing someone unlock their door, hearing a kid laughing, maybe hearing another conversation because, they're not building apartments like they used to.
No.
No.
So being able to just hear another voice somewhere else kind of allows me to tap into something. And from that moment, I'm able to sing. And I try to put myself in a pair of shoes that I'm not ever going to be able to wear, God willing. And that allows me to go to a place. So just allowing myself to find an environment, allowing myself to sit in that environment, and asking myself to adapt and be able to convey that through my singing.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. All right.
Well, with today's audiences
Mhm.
being so vast, and a lot of them,
That's a
a lot of them are younger
Mhm.
now. What do you want as your character being Donny within this show?
Mhm.
What do you want those audience to take away from this production?
Can I give you two answers?
You sure can. Go right on ahead.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I would love for people to understand how important music really is,
Okay.
especially when it's coming from the person who wrote it. I think it's so easy in this world, in this climate today, for a song to be written and another person to sing it. But it's even more so important when we can hear what that artist was going through in his music. So understanding, Donnie has a song, I Hear Voices. And when I accepted the role, that was the first song I listened to. And I'm thinking about everything else that I know of him at the time. And I'm like, whoa, how did no one catch this? What was the message? And today it's a message, but back then it was a song. So how important is the message in the song? And that's what I need audiences to really understand. What is the message? He has another, Someday We'll All Be Free. Back then it was a song. Today we're still battling. It's still a message, The second answer is understanding that a story can be told no matter who lives it. And so even though he's not here to tell it, there's somebody else, luckily me, who can embody it and just be able to say, let's look for signs. Let's be open to what people are going through, not as people who judge, but people who understand. And if we don't understand, let's watch and understand. That's what I would like people to
Come
do.
on. All right. You're almost trying to sound pastoral.
He was.
Well, I played a preacher twice in my career. So maybe there's something in
It's
the
still
water.
there. Still there as a seed, Lord Jesus.
A mustard seed, if you will.
And so, tapping into the mania, tapping into the need and importance of mental health. Right now on this day, for all those out there in TV land watching us, collective between the three of us, there's about 70 to 80 years of theatrical experience. On
That's a
stage,
high number.
I could have said 100, but on stage, off stage, behind the camera, off the camera. And one of the things that, when you're an artist, you're always told is the show must go on.
Yes.
And, the audience didn't pay to hear your problems. We paid the ticket. We want to see the show that we paid for.
Exactly.
And as artists, we have conditioned ourselves to turn that part of ourselves off. That when I walk into the theater, that goes off and it's time to perform. It's time to walk on stage. And that takes a toll on you over time. So much so that we could see, that taking a toll on him in terms of how he had to live his life. Do I take the pills? Do I not take the pills? And what happens when I don't take them versus what happens when I do take them. And this is for you as well, Ms. Kenya, because you've been performing longer than me.
And
I'm
me.
just gonna plant that seed.
And me.
Combined. So I wanna just ask the question.
I've only got 20 years.
I got 30.
Okay.
So
No, I'm not that old.
for the three of us, how do we manage mental health while trying to be an artist every day of our lives and walk in the mission that we believe God has for us?
I will say, for me, as a person who's been performing since I was a kid, understanding that the lights are not always on. You know, my mom used to always tell me, "Okay, boy, you ain't on stage." You know, so I have to now go home as an adult. I go home and I'm able to just decompress, turning things off, understanding what is real and what is fake. You know, and sometimes what we put on stage, it isn't even fake. You know, we're going through real life things. You all know me very well in the things that I've been, you know, challenged with these last few years. But understanding I have to take myself out of it. So something I've always told myself is, even though I'm putting on my shoes every day, when I go on stage for 3 hours a night, I am taking my shoes off. I can breathe. I can forget. I can just do whatever I need to do to put a smile or something into someone else, you know? But as soon as those lights are off, I got to go right back to reality. So it's understanding where you are, and, you know, it's just a stage.
It's just
a stage.
It's just a stage. With me, I come from the era of department stores. So, you know, you got your Sears and your, you know, all of those different things, Macy's, Carson's, and all of that kind of stuff. So you have your department stores, your big department stores. And each floor, it's something different. So you have your stage. And, okay, I have to be on stage. But when I leave that stage, I'm going to floor number 6, ladies' lingerie. You know, I'm going there. That's my life on that floor. So I know how to take whatever it is that's happening outside, on floor 7, on floor 8, on in toys and things. I know how to take that, leave that on that floor, and then go to the stage, which is floor 1. And I'm on the main floor, I'm doing that. Now, when I leave, I can take that elevator to wherever else I need to go. But that stage is where I'm going to compartmentalize and put all of that. And I just did a video for the church, and I know how to put myself in a position. And I had to, this was the first time they've seen me on camera. And I had to actually cry in 10 seconds. So it was come from this person and then feel that at this person and cry. So I go to that floor. And I went to the floor and cameras on, boom. And it was like, and they were like, and when the camera shut off, I was like, give me a second. Because I have to get back on the elevator and go back to the floor. I said, give me a second. So, and they were like, wow, you know, so it's putting those things into their different departments, department stores, putting them into that area. Yes.
I love that you use that word. I do. I think it's a fun place. You know, people say, oh, you can cry on command. It's not a command. It's an emotion that I know how to feel at that time. And so I love that you said that.
Yeah, there's no such thing as fake tears.
No,
they're coming out. This is liquid coming out of my eyes.
Coming out
you
from
punched
somewhere.
Me.
and
now I'm
something triggered it coming out. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I would say for me, it has always been a balance of using what my circumstances are to push through what is needed of me on stage. For me, being on stage is a complete escape. It's where I can kind of say goodbye to the rest of the world. For me, acting is the act of submission. It is the act of submitting yourself to this other entity and letting them speak. And me convincing and understanding myself enough to know that I'm not the one that's on stage. This character is on stage. This person that I am being is the one going. Now, I may be using my own sensory emotions to get there, but it's not me, you know, because I've had to play, you know, in the days when I was, you know, full-time artist, full-time actor, you know, I've had to play darker roles, you know, and to play a dark role and then go home to your children, baby. So you got to know how to turn it off because you bust through the door, you know, you just finished, you know, being mad at the world for whatever role you were playing, and your children run up to you saying, you know, they want to play, you know, can I have a snack? And you ready to like, you still in character. You're like, hold on, baby. No. Give that 2 minutes, baby, 2 minutes. You know, but at the same time, it's being an artist is the blessing of being an artist. And why I say being an artist for me saved my life is because it gave me the ability to take the demons of the world and push them away, to completely submit to this moment on stage and just be. And know that when the lights go down and after the bows, I'll go back to that. But for the next hour, for the next 2 hours, or whatever it is we're working on, we're just in that place. You know, for those of you out there in TV land, you know, as you're thinking about supporting your local theater, supporting your local artist, understand that you're not just making an investment in an organization, you're making an investment in the flesh and blood human beings that are going to take the time to transform themselves. That these are people who are taking the emotional energy it takes to make you laugh, make you cry, make you think,
Yes,
make you change, make you see something in a way that you didn't see before, and at the end of the night, they're going to still go away. So please, ma'ams and sirs, before we backslide on over here to Brother Rickie, because we might be getting an A/B selection. I'm just gonna plant that seed. Always, please consider your supporting your local theater. If you're within the Tarrant County, DFW area, or you just love Fort Worth or you love Texas, please always consider a donation to Jubilee Theatre. You can find us at jubileetheater.org. Go straight to our giving page, and it'll tell you all the things that we're working on: education, new works development, operations, and everything else. I'm calling it the building blocks. The building blocks for a successful nonprofit theater. So please, ma'ams and sirs, consider supporting Jubilee Theatre in those endeavors. Now Brother Rickie, back to you.
Back to you.
Me.
If there were, for those of you, because throughout the weeks we're going to be sprinkling, this is Donny's here along the way. But until we do that, until we start to sprinkle, is there some? Do you have an A/B selection in you? Do you have a piece of an A that you want to give us a little bit?
No, we were going to get here today.
We had a rehearsal before time. Now, come on. No.
You can't bring steak in the room and then be like, you know what? I'm not hungry.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Now, if you see it rare, yes, you can.
When you bring a fully developed, well-seasoned, well-cooked steak into the building.
Not too well.
Just a little bit of pink with potatoes and with good butter, and it's smelling good. The steak is in the room, and we're asking you to give us a sample.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Let's see here.
Something for the ladies.
For the ladies?
Something for the ladies.
Okay, not too much.
Yes, because we have no circumstance.
Let's see. I've been so many places in my life and time, and I'm singing the song to you. That's it.
Wait.
Now I want to tease you.
I was about to say something. Don't throw them to the camera, please.
That's
don't throw them.
Come on.
Y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
throw on your shoes and any other
accessory that you have on, don't throw it. Okay?
It happens far too often. Let's stop that in 2025.
Yes. Keep
Let's
your
leave
cowbells
it
to yourself.
here.
So now y'all know what to look for when you come in
Just
to
a
see
teaser.
the show.
Just a teaser.
So
And I
get
was
your
sitting for
tickets.
that one.
Yes.
So the diaphragm isn't fully there yet.
There's
But
not
wait
enough
a
air. There's not enough air.
So Rickie, we gonna pivot again. Okay, tell us your relationship with Jubilee. How many shows have you done with the Jubilee?
I think this will be 8.
Come on, number 8.
I don't know. I'm gonna say 8. I feel like that's a lie. I think it's 8 though. I think it's 8.
It may be 8. It may be more. We don't know. But we thank
Who
you.
keeps count?
That part.
Do you like us that much?
I mean, I have a resume. Read it.
It's on Google.
It's somewhere.
So as an artist, and we're getting ready to, before this, we sell off, but as we're talking to all of the artists out there that, come and support Jubilee Theatre, or, they want to be a part of the House of Jubilee Theatre, as someone who has been on our stage a number of times, what do you see the benefit of Jubilee Theatre as, and how do you think or believe that Jubilee Theatre has been a benefit to your growth and development as an artist?
It's always an experience. That's like my all-time favorite sentence to say about Jubilee. In a good way. In a good way.
Okay,
Because
'cause I was getting
It could
scared.
mean something else.
I was getting scared.
you know, there are times where you want to. Anyways, but it's always an experience. There's always going to be love. There's always going to be laughter. For me, it was a place that everybody kept saying, Rickie, you got to go to Jubilee. I worked with a lot of the Jubilee greats, you know, growing up. I learned under Sharon Goodspeed Keaton, who everybody knows her.
Come on.
And, you know, she was always pushing, hey, we can get you over here. We can get you over here. You know, you can do these things. Always put your best foot forward. Jubilee is a place that will take that foot and mold it into something great. You know, there's always going to be a challenge working with Wambui, especially. Now, he going to give you tough love.
Very
But then there's going to be those who will hug you, you know. I'm
I
telling the truth.
hug,
I'ma
damn
make
it.
it
I
better.
hug.
You know, I've
I'ma
only been
make it
cussed out
better
once.
after he give you the tough. I'm gonna
That's
come
it.
here, baby. Come
I've only
here,
been
it's
cussed
all
out once, and luckily that came this year. It wasn't the past years, but it's always been a place of love for me, a foundation, a place that I feel secure. I don't have to worry about there's too much Rickie, you know, and if there is, they'll just dim the light. You'll be all right.
I love it.
What was the other part of the question?
I think you hit it.
You
Okay,
hit it
Why
all.
Jubilee and how is it? How
You know,
is Jubilee?
What
been a
keeps you
blessing
coming
for you?
back?
What keeps me? I get to throw my script every time I get mad.
Oh,
You remember that? So
Seven
Dreamgirls was my
moments.
very first show, and I threw that script I don't know how many times before Wambui said, okay, all right. You know, we
Help me,
love it. And we're back.
Help them. So beautiful people out there. This is the House of Jubilee. This is Backstage with Jubilee. And if you want to be one of those artists that has an opportunity to come to us, please always check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Go to our jubileetheater.org webpage. You can find out when the next set of auditions are. We got auditions coming up right
And
after
show up.
Thanksgiving. That part. And
Show
show
up.
up. The number of times artists will sign up for an audition, and then out of 10 of them, maybe 4 or 5 of them will show up. And then people get frustrated. They'll be like, oh, but Jubilee, we keep seeing some of the same faces. Guess what? Those are the faces that show up. And when you show up, I'm going to help you show out. So if you want to show out, come on up and show up.
show up.
There's a
And
Bring
place
your
for
best
you.
tambourine.
Bring your best.
Your best
Bring your
tambourine.
best. Come on. Don't bring your best.
And remember, it's always beautiful people out there. I am
We are
Jubilee
Theater.
Theater.